Happy Friday, everyone! Woo! I hope you've had a good week so far. Now, obviously, I'm recording this a week ahead, so I'm going to make a prediction whilst trying not to jinx it. Gonna say the weather is beautiful and sunny, and that I'm therefore currently working in the garden. But who knows? Anyway, so far this week, we've. Oh, come on, guys. What have we done so far this week? Phew, well done, Casey. We've been looking at direct speech earlier in the week. Everybody, in your head, think of one of the rules of direct speech. 10 seconds. Got one? Okay, now share it with your parents, pets, and partners. If you can remember more than one, well done. The good news is you've got, or should have, all the rules for direct speech written on your planning sheets already. Okay, and on Wednesday, we compared Ivybridge and Tobago and wrote down some adjectives and nouns and some prepositional phrases, which, lucky for you, you had the foresight to write down on your planning sheets. Today, then, we will indeed be filling out the rest of our planning sheets. Thank you, Etienne. So you will need your planning sheets out in front of you as we're going to work through it together, box by box. The first box, which represents the first part of our story, is all about describing the setting and characters. Now, obviously, I don't want you to write your whole setting and character descriptions in that tiny little box. What I would like you to do, though, are make some notes to help you remember what this section will be about when you come to actually write your story next week. Think of your story as being like a building. Today we're going to put in the basic foundations. Then next week we'll build up from these foundations to make our fully formed stories. Yes, Oliver, fair enough. I'll get to the point. I've already filled out the first section for you. You'll need to note this down on your sheets, although you may wish to add or change some details. I would say, though, that your story will be about Lennox coming to visit you in Ivybridge. This should take about 5 minutes. Okay, now the next section asks how the setting is different from what the character is used to. I want you to think first about the Gregory Cool story. What sort of things did Gregory find different? Yes, I'd prefer if you hadn't shouted out, Josh, but food was one of the big differences. And yes, Ella, the house and palm trees were very different. Take a moment now to fill that in. Then I'd like you, with your parents, pets, and partners, to have a think about what Lennox might find different if he were to travel from Tobago to Ivybridge. There may be some similarities. What kind of foods might he eat here, for example? Once you've had a chat, fill in the second box for your story. Now, the next box is all about the low point of the story. Who can think of the low point of the Gregory Cool story? Where are things most difficult for the character? That's right, Millie. The low point is when he's on the beach and he feels as though everyone is laughing at him. What might the low point be for Lennox in your story? What might he struggle with or find difficult? Have a chat with your PP and Ps, then have a go at filling the box for the original story, and then for your stories. Now, the final section of the story. And this is the part where you get to have your happy ending. What is it that's going to improve for your character? How are things going to get better? Perhaps you might buy Lennox an ice cream on the hoe. Or perhaps he finds out that he loves playing on your trampoline. It's entirely up to you. Now, I'm handing it over to you. Make sure you filled in all your boxes. Then find a suitable place to store your planning sheets, ready for building our stories next week. Good luck and happy Friday.